that so I can put it on the video. Alright, what's up to all you marks out there? This is Patrick and the Mac Attack, and we are coming at you for your official WWE Smackdown review. Me and the Mac Attack Jay, we were in Manchester, New Hampshire for the Smackdown show, and it was pretty good. You obviously have to curb it. It's obviously a lot more exciting seeing it live.
Crowd was hot.
We had two interesting dark matches that you guys did not get to see. We got Aiden English and Ty Dillinger in the beginning.
Aiden English got a lot of heat.
Yeah, he was good. It'll probably be you'll probably see it on the kickoff show.
It is the kickoff show. Yep.
So you will see that. It's good. It's good stuff. And then at the end, what they did is they aired 205 live, but they teased that you guys want to see Shinsuke, right? I mean, you guys really want to see Shinsuke? Well, you're gonna have to sit through 205 live. Yeah. And we're like, fine, whatever, we'll stay. So
didn't want to.
Yeah, got through that 205 mess and got to see I
guess a preview.
Yeah, it was about like a 3 to 5 minute. It was slow paced. Weren't any big spots or anything, but got to see the Shinsuke entrance, and he ends up hitting the Kinshasa on Ziggler, and he gets the win. Obviously, it doesn't matter because it's a dark match, but probably going to be very similar, obviously, with a little bit more intensity and spots and such in the actual match that you guys will see. But yeah, it was worth the wait. He is truly a spectacle, and it was worth all of the time. So overall, yesterday Raw got a 5, I believe it was.
6. We gave it a 6.
Raw got a 6. This one,
a little less.
Yeah, a little bit less. Wasn't a lot of for a take-home show. There wasn't a lot of follow through. We did have some stuff with Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi and the welcoming committee, but other than that, it's kind of just a little bit of randomness, like all over the place. Orton faced Baron Corbin.
It wasn't a terrible match.
It wasn't a bad match. Puzzled me, but
I actually would love to see those guys work.
Agreed. It was just for a take home show. I primarily would have liked to have had them focus on the pay-per-view, because what the hell does Baron Corbin and Randy Orton have to do with anything? Ended up...
Well, they earned 2 of the biggest matches on the card.
Yeah, true. It was announced on SmackDown that Sami will get his shot against Baron Corbin. So that will be a good feud going forward, and we'll just dive right into it. All right.
Being in our hometown, we did see quite a few people. Shout out to one of our friends, Laura, and her boyfriend, Matt. We saw them today. Long time. Good shout out. And we saw a few other people.
Oh, that we did. We did get you. I got to meet OKFabe Connor on YouTube.
Shout out.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to meet this dude is as approachable as any human being could ever be. He's very cordial, very friendly, very interactive, all day. Shameful to say, but I was waiting for Joe. I was waiting for Joe Cronin the whole night, and finally I saw him. He was sitting behind the announcer's table, so I'm just brimming with envy. And so I'm waiting for my friend on the outside because she took her kid to the show, and I hadn't seen her in a while, so I was going to say hi. And Jay is like, "Oh, is that Joe Cronin?" And I was just like, "Ah." It was Joe Cronin.
Fanboy.
Yeah, true.
After he got asked for a cigarette twice.
Yeah, dude. Like, whenever I tell people in the city, the only time people ever talk to you if they're a stranger is they either want $1 or a cigarette. I was outside waiting after the show for about 10 minutes. Got asked twice. Both times I got asked by multiple guys in groups doing kind of like the group peer pressure thing, like, hey bro, just let me a cigarette. And it's just like, hey bro, why don't you just support your own habits, you know? I mean,
anyway, shout out to those people. It was
This is
great seeing you guys tonight. It was great seeing you guys tonight. So shout out to everyone we talked to tonight.
Yeah, Connor and Joe, keep doing your thing, man. It was a pleasure.
Check them out for sure on YouTube. Anyway, going into the show, it started off with the Kevin Owens highlight reel. Yes, that same highlight reel, the Chris Jericho, what was it, the Jeritron 5000, I think is the TV?
Yep.
Or as you refer to it as a Vizio.
So the show opens. You got the big blue plush rug being spread out, and then you just have this. It literally just looked like a Walmart TV just being like dragged down from, and it's just like, oh well, now Jericho isn't around no more, so now this is the Kevin Owens highlight reel.
I mean, the basics of the promo was that he was saying that he'll do a better job than Chris Jericho, and since Chris Jericho is no longer here to do the talking or the highlight reel, that he will do it for him and exceed expectations. And then he said he was going to introduce his guest in French because he can. And then AJ Styles' music hits, comes out, and Owens gets mad because that was not the guest. And Styles says, well, I'm going to tell you this in English because I can. And
good stuff.
It was a good line. And basically, your typical go-home show line where, this Sunday I'm going to beat you. No, this Sunday I'm going to beat you. That back and forth. And then Mahal's music hits, and that was supposed to be the guest, apparently. And,
how dare you, AJ Styles?
It led into the AJ Styles-Mahal match that was already announced. My biggest problem, the promos itself weren't terrible. It wasn't anything special. But my biggest problem with the entire thing is they did a 10 to 15-minute promo to open up a match that we already knew was happening. It's kind of dumb to set up a match when it's already been announced going into the show. That was my biggest issue with it. Other than that, it wasn't a terrible start.
No, it was pretty good. KO, that's my boy.
Owens went on commentary. I still haven't watched it on TV, so
yeah, we're gonna watch it back because we're sitting camera side, and so if you're looking like through the camera, so you have the left post, right post. So we're sitting right post, and we're not sitting bottom balcony, but we're sitting the next section over. Right in the middle, so we should be visible at some point. So we'll have to see if we can snag some pics out of that. But the promo was pretty good. Again, it's just Kevin Owens just burying Jericho a little bit more, digging it in, stealing his show, basically taking it to Styles. And honestly, KO is really one of those people where he could say that he's going to beat AJ Styles, and as a fan, you could legitimately believe that.
But that's what they do in the go-home shows, consistently. I'm going to beat you. No, this Sunday I'm going to beat you. No, I'm going to win. It's pretty stupid, in my opinion. I hate those promos, but that's typical.
Yeah, but that's exactly why wrestling is interesting, because me, personally, one of my biggest negatives of this is they didn't focus enough on the actual feuds, and some of the matches were just random and out of place, and
I would argue against that because as you will see in this match of Styles and Mahal, they did focus on the Styles and Owens feud, and then later on in the night they did focus on Mahal and Orton. They did focus on Corbin Zayn in a backstage segment. They did have a Ziggler promo in this show, so they did focus on the feuds. It's almost like mixed tag matches, and so they could have put Owens and Mahal versus Orton and Styles. They could have done that, but it still would have been the same kind of concept. So. And
one more little tidbit. I don't want to get too far off the rails with the show.
We're already off the rail.
Yeah, we've been off the rail, but while we're off the rail, I'll just scoop a little bit more, and then we'll go right back on the rail. But does anyone else get irritated? Does it take away from the show when you're going to a show but you can't hear the commentary? I mean, because it's just I wish that there was a way that you could listen to the actual commentary while you're at the match. I think it would make it that much more exciting. Sometimes when, yeah, the match itself and all that jazz is interesting, but the commentary just kind of goes hand in hand too. I enjoy the commentary. Hypes up the match. It puts in a lot of little tidbits that I would just not normally off the cuff of my brain put into the match or put into the storyline per se. So that's just one little thing that I don't like about live, but it's always enjoyable to see your favorite stars live.
I noticed there's not a lot of superstars with pyro anymore. I think
Nope.
there's only like 2 tonight.
Who had pyro tonight?
Styles, and then I think,
Styles had pyro?
yeah, and was it Naomi?
I don't know.
Not Naomi. It was,
Because as soon as
someone else.
Naomi's music hit, just this line
Yeah.
of like 15-year-old
Yeah.
girls were just jumping up and down, like going
Big Naomi
crazy.
fans.
Crazy.
Yeah, I actually
for
think it
Naomi.
might only have been Styles.
Probably because it's dangerous.
No, pretty small arena. But anyway, back to the match. It was Styles versus Mahal. Going into it, I viewed this as a big check mark for Jinder Mahal. And unfortunately, I'm leaving that box empty. I'm not checking off the box because it really was an average match. I thought Mahal didn't really show a lot of offense, a lot of creativity. And with Styles being the best in the business, in my opinion, it was really a test to see if he could hang with the big boys. And unfortunately, I don't think he did enough where it can convince me that he's a legit main event talent at this time. It ends up being that Styles was going for the phenomenal forearm. Kevin Owens came off of commentary and hit Styles' knee with the U.S. title. And then Mahal hit the Cobra Clutch slam for the win. Actually predicted that happening during the match. Pretty much spot on, except for the actual hit on the knee. But it furthers the feud between Styles and Owens, and Mahal gets another win to make it more credible, him being in the title match at Backlash. But I just didn't think the match was of AJ Styles quality. It was just an average match, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was not much. Basically just shows that Jinder can ultimately be beaten by a lot of people, but it always seems that he tends to snake and slither his way into the victories. Always relies on outside interference and help. That is part of his angle. It's a cool part of his angle. You don't really see.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just his body of work is really plain, and it's kind of like putting like an old block. Like Jay was mentioning that Jinder is kind of like a basic wrestler, like when you do like
creator wrestler.
Yeah, when you do a creator wrestler and they just have those like basic set moves. Well, that's
Punch,
Jinder.
knee.
Yeah, punch, knee, running knee, dropping.
I've seen people
knee,
in
Cobra
Mortal
Clutch
Kombat
slam,
with more moves.
But yeah, it gives Jinder steam. I thought it was an okay match. Didn't get to see phenomenal forearm. Didn't get to see the 450 splash. Missed both of those signatures. Yeah, but it pretty much just led to Owens doing a little bit of damage to Styles and Jinder getting a win.
Yeah, so basically that's how that match ended, and then the next thing, I believe after commercial, I could be wrong on commercial breaks, but was the what the hell is it called? I'm tired.
Fashion Files?
Thank you. The Fashion Files with Breezango.
Bum.
Loved the first one that they did. The second one was good, but it wasn't as good. This one picked it up again. This was hilarious.
Really good.
Definitely got a lot of reaction. A couple of my favorite parts was the billboard or the bulletin boards in the back. I know it had Vince McMahon mugshot, which was really funny. It had American Alpha, and it called it Fashion Beta. I noticed that. That made me laugh. There's a few other things in the bulletin boards, but they did a lot of really funny things with the... they made fun of Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin for only having wolf shirts. stuff like that. And then they did a freeze frame high five, which was pretty funny. I thought this was hysterical. I don't know if you had the same thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I was pretty much I agree with what you said about the other ones. The first one I really liked. The second one to me was just kind of eh. I wasn't really digging the paint and all that stuff with the Uggos.
Oh, and I forgot. Making fun of the Usos. This is the best part. I can't believe I forgot it. Making fun of the Usos shirt of the day one-ish and saying day one is H was the funniest thing to me. And I don't know why. It's really stupid. But
What
it's
does that
so
even
funny.
mean?
Yeah, day one is H. What does that even mean?
Nobody knows what it means.
And I think that's the funniest thing to me. And I don't know why it hit me so much that, like, I was laughing for, honestly, going into the next match. I was just laughing about it. It was really funny. And then I started yelling it at the Usos when they came out for their promo later. But that was really funny. I thought that was actually very clever, too. And I never saw that when I looked at the hoodies that they had, but that's really funny. Anyway, it led into the next part, which was the a tag match between Breezango and the Colognes. Your typical match that's going to put over Breezango. They got the win because they are going for the tag titles. Was a short match. I think it was about 3 minutes. It wasn't. It was basically like their match last week. Who they face?
Who?
Last week, Breezango. The Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. Because they caught him doing God knows what in the closet.
Yeah, so they've been just putting Breezango in these quick matches to get him some wins. And that's all well and good, especially with some of the things that were going on tonight. In a 2-hour show, they had to kind of fit everything in. But they get the win. Usos come out, cut another promo about 5 days, not 12 days. And it was a little tough to hear from where we were. It seemed like a lot of screaming and yelling from the Usos.
He was talking. He was talking about how he said you're being welcomed to the Uso penitentiary. You have the right to be beaten, and if you cannot afford a stretcher, one will not be appointed to you. You know,
I did hear that part, and that was pretty clever.
Pretty much just a funny play on the Miranda rights when the cops arrest you. That was good. When it comes to the Usos, once he gets like, I don't know, I still don't know which one it is. I asked a couple of people, didn't actually get a name, but whichever the one that yells, it goes like, you know, you're looking behind your back and it's not paranoia. It's
Jay.
Yeah, that guy. He yelled, like, his voice doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for?
Project?
Yeah, it doesn't project, he doesn't speak his words very clearly, so it really just sounds like a bunch of white noise. So that's what Jay was saying when you really couldn't understand him.
It was just hard in the arena. I don't know if the sound, for a lot of it, like Mahal's promos earlier,
it was very quiet.
Reel,
very quiet.
It just didn't seem like it came out very well live. That was just my opinion. It was tough to hear some of the promos as far as live, not like the backstage segments and pre-taped videos, but live on the mic, it seemed like it was a little tough sometimes, especially like when they were on the ramp. In the ring, I think it was easier, but that was my take. Not really rating that match. It was just basic. Then we went to a contract signing for the women's tag match. Basically, they all got to say their piece. Ellsworth came in and said a bunch of stupid shit about how each of Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte each want to get with Ellsworth, the ultimate friend zone guy. It was just lame. And then Carmella attacked Naomi, and then Shane set up a match coming up. That's it. Nothing special here.
Shane set up a match between Carmella and Naomi.
Right.
Immediately right after this promo.
Yeah, so now we're at that match, Naomi and Carmella. And this one actually surprised me a little bit in the sense that I thought it was going to be like a 2-minute snooze fest. And it was to start, honestly. And then it started to pick up a little steam. They started to... Ellsworth got involved, got tossed, and he had a really good reaction off that. Actually, he threw his hat into the the crowd. And then Tamina got involved, and they got tossed. But what they did is, as they were going up the ramp, they came back down and attacked Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And then Naomi kicked Tamina. And then as she got back in the ring, Carmella got the roll-up for the win. So the heels get their win. I do not expect them to win at Backlash. But it was a nice, cheap heel win. I thought it picked up in the last... I think the match went about 10 minutes. I think it really picked up in the last 4 minutes or so. The beginning was a little slow.
Pretty much once Ellsworth got bounced, that's when stuff started happening.
Yeah, once things started to happen. But I think Naomi and Carmella have both did a really good job. Not really a huge fan of Carmella, and actually that's the second win against Naomi. So I don't know if she's going to be put in the title picture anytime soon. It's possible, I guess. But they did a decent job, so I didn't mind it.
Jay pretty much covered it. It was a pretty good match. The heels end up getting the dirty win. The other female wrestlers end up battling on the outside, so the heels have the advantage going into the pay-per-view, and although this did not ring true to the last pay-per-view, generally whoever wins before the pay-per-view usually loses at the pay-per-view.
More times than not.
Yeah, more times than not. Payback was just a fuck fest for me. It was just that pay-per-view was just way out of left field. I don't really see why. There's really no reason why the welcoming committee would win this. I do expect it to continue on and break out into little mini feuds between all of these 6 people. But yeah, it was a really good match. I'm personally not really a fan of Carmella either, but she's good for what she is. I guess whenever I watch wrestling, I always have specific people in mind, and I always compare them to other people. It's not really fair to do that. Carmella's not like anybody. She just kind of...
Which is good, honestly. You don't want to be like someone. You want to be your own.
She built her own character, you know. She's sly and sneaky and prissy and bitchy, and, you know, she gets dirty roll-ups, and she's doing whatever with Carmella, so...
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
But the next thing was the Dolph Ziggler promo, and the minute he popped up on screen, I knew Nakamura was not going to be on SmackDown. So that was a disappointment. Luckily, we got the dark match, because I would have been very upset otherwise.
Finally got the dark match.
Yeah, I'm tired because of it, but it was worth it for me. But basically, he cut a promo, and he said, as the consummate pro, he did his research on Nakamura, and he wanted to show everyone what Nakamura has done so far. And then he went to the SmackDown Live, and then it said, footage not found. Just a nice way to say he's done nothing, according to Dolph Ziggler.
This was good, and that's it. When it dropped the footage not found, dude, the crowd popped, booed like crazy.
Yeah.
Huge reaction, really good stuff.
It was good, and then he said, but you asked what I've done, and then he showed his own video package of the 8 years that he's... And I actually said it to you while we were there. He's very underrated.
5-time IC champion, Jesus.
And I want to say 2-time world champion or 1 time.
I think he only won once when he cashed in the Money in the Bank, right?
But he's won a lot of titles. He's like the Miz and underrated for accomplishments. But yeah, that was a really good promo. Then he said when it came back, he's going to spit in the face of the hypocrites that bailed on him, and he's going to beat Nakamura on Sunday. Another really good promo, and I would urge you, Patrick, for your video on Thursday to consider it for promo of the week. To me, it's between that one and Alexa Bliss. Could go either way for me, but I think it should be in the conversation, and we'll leave it at that. Cliffhanger. But it was a good promo for him. And then it went to Sami Zayn backstage, announcing the match between Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. And then Baron Corbin attacked him with 2 punches, and that was it. And said, "You stay down, you."
Yeah, Jay pretty much.
That's what he said. You stay down.
Jay pretty much covered it. It was just another promo to dig the fact in that everyone is so into Nakamura, but he hasn't proven his worth in the big time yet. And when you really do watch the video clip, he's accomplished a lot. He's been around forever. Like it's surprising how long he's been around, and it's just he just gets a bad rap because later on just kind of started being that guy who was really good, but who was just getting other people over like towards the end, and that's really what people remember. And then people faded off because they're just like, oh well, why root for this guy because he always just loses. Like I said in previous videos, when he was feuding with Dean Ambrose, I was really into that feud.
The Miz, that was one of my favorite feuds.
Yeah, he was all in. He was intense. He was on top of his game. He should have been given the ball and run with it. Obviously now he's going to be fed to Shinsuke, but yeah, he's definitely bringing it. A lot of his probably some deep seated resentment for the company and fans alike are starting to show through this. And like I said, in order for a good promo to come out, some kind of realness to your personality has to be included. So he did a really good job.
Yeah. So yeah, they had the Sami Zayn thing, and then that led into the main event, Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton, and another average match. Baron Corbin got a lot of heat in this match. He did a really good job. Randy Orton got a decent pop, nothing major, but it was there. It was noticeable. Basically, your typical spots where Baron Corbin does the slide out of the ring, run around the ring post, come back and hit a clothesline. He tried to do it again and then got caught. Then he tried to do it a third time and ended up getting the RKO. And Randy Orton wins. Now, the point of this match was not the match itself. It was after the match. Jinder Mahal's music hit. He said something to Randy Orton.
Told him to cherish his title while he can.
Yeah, see, I told you I had a tough time hearing it. As he was doing that, the Singh brothers came out of the crowd and went to attack Randy Orton, and we joked about it. They're so small compared to Randy Orton.
So
and Randy Orton's not even the big guy in the WWE. It was just entertaining to watch. He disposed of those two really quick. Mahal ended up getting in the ring, ended up being a 3-on-1, where Mahal hit the Cobra Clutch Slam and posed with the WWE title to end the show. Now, that's my opinion. The match itself was decent. I think those two can put on a really good match if given time and given a proper feud. But it is what it was for this particular show. I think that was the right way to end the show because you want to make Mahal kind of look like a credible possibility. I don't think he's going to win. But you have to give him those moments to make him very credible. So it was the right way to end the show. And also, no Rusev. He was announced, and then if you check his Twitter, he wanted to go to a hockey game instead.
Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm
like,
not
for
making
real,
that up.
Seriously, like, you haven't been on TV in forever. You put it on. You had two promos, two crappy like camera promos, like camera on your
One of
phone
which is
promos. Yeah, said like, oh well, I want a title, or I'm going to go back to my country. Then the next week he goes,
coming there next week.
well, you know what I don't like? I don't like being ignored, so I'm gonna take what I want on SmackDown. You don't even show up. You know what makes us mad? When you
Playoffs.
When you tell us stuff and you don't show
Playoffs.
up. Playoffs.
Hey,
Jim Mora.
You do you, Rusev. But what did you think of the match itself?
I actually thought it was good. I was not expecting Orton to win clean. It was actually a really good match. Both of them are their fighting styles are very similar. So there's a lot of pummeling and a lot of hard hits, and they spilled to the outside and were hitting each other on the tables and the posts and the guardrails and all that stuff. Then Orton hits the RKO, and like Jay said, then Jinder comes out and then the Singh brothers attack, and then Orton teases the double DDT off the ropes, but then Jinder comes from behind, hits the Cobra Slam, and then SmackDown ends. So it's pretty much it's pretty much just the same way that it's kind of always been with Jinder at the end of the show. Jinder gets the last move in, Jinder gets to hold the title, cue, fade to black, and we shall see. He has talked a big game. Not sure if he's going to show up. I mean, he still hasn't actually had his pay-per-view moment, so we'll have to give him a pass and see what's going to happen out of that. Yeah, like Jay said, I don't envision him winning. I think he's just kind of something to do at the moment, just because of the whole WWE diversity thing. But yeah, it was a decent ending to the show. Nothing too special. We've already seen it a couple of times already, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. But overall, it was just a solid wrap up to the show.
On that note, we've already seen it, and that's why I'm giving the show a 5. I'm putting aside the fact that we were there, because if you've been to a live event, you know it's a lot better live than it is watching on television. That's just how it's always going to be with sports, wrestling, everything. You see it live, it's just going to be better. Pushing that aside for this review, I gave the show a 5. It was just an average show. Raw was just slightly above average, so I gave Raw the advantage this week. But yeah, it was just an average show.
Yeah, I would again. I think we
agreed this week.
Yeah, we're a lot on the same page. Yeah, it was a 5. You know, it's just nothing good, nothing amazing, nothing too bad. Did have some really enjoyable spots. Yeah, again, I believe that SmackDown probably is the more entertaining show to go to live. Raw is definitely the better show at the moment on television. So yeah, SmackDown would get a 5. Interesting to see what happens at Backlash, but that will pretty much sum it up for your SmackDown review.
No video tomorrow for Battle of the Brands. Patrick will do his hot spots and total flops. I will do my news video, and very likely Saturday, either both of us or one of us will do a Backlash prediction show. So be on the lookout for that, and then Backlash on Sunday. And hopefully, I believe you will be coming over, so hopefully we can put out a review for Backlash coming up Sunday.
Yeah, who knows? I may even move up to the city like tomorrow, dude. Like, I don't even know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I've been burning vacation time at work, and kind of like nervous. Like, I'm already going to leave, but I'm just wondering if they're just like playing coy like right now, and then when I go back, they're just like, oh, let me talk to you. Like, you can't be taking time off like this, and I'll be like, well, then why do you give me the time to take off? Like, I've never understood that about jobs. Like, they give you like sick time and stuff, but you're not allowed to take it. You know what I mean? It's stupid. It's like giving a starving person a cookie, and it's like, don't eat that cookie though. You can look at it. It's there in your pocket. You do own that cookie, but you better not goddamn eat it. Don't eat that cookie. All right, this is going off the rails. All right. All right, so
way off the rails.
So
but that's what we're doing this week.
Yeah, we're going off the cuff. I'm gonna start. I want to try to do less jump cuts. I want to make it more real. I want to make it flow a little bit more. I think that we're starting to get in tune with doing the video. So I don't think that we were new at this. I believe we're already like over like 30 something videos already. We've only been doing it for like a month, so we do have a decent amount of footage time. We do have over 1,700 minutes watched, 760 views on our channel. So thank you guys for that. Be sure to keep liking. Be sure to keep subscribing. And as of lately, you guys have been killing it. People have been shouting us out. People have been sharing us, retweeting us, getting people to sub.
Tweet at PFaded. I've been saying it wrong for like 3 videos.
Yeah,
at PFaded.
He's just my birthday out there.
Yeah, whatever.
In case you guys want to know.
At PFaded, at J_McMahon. Tweet at us and ask us questions, and we'll be certain to answer you on Twitter. like, subscribe the channel, and till next time.
See ya.